Right, welcome back to Sunday Sport. We're going to try and get our guest back, Mr. James Moloi, to see if we can chat a bit about athletics South Africa. In the meantime, you already know that Liam went all the way to Cape Town to go and watch the rugby. Tell me about the Rainbow Cup. I know you're media, but I feel like you're a spectator whilst there are no spectators allowed there.
I went there
so
to
some
work.
of us miss out on that.
No, I went there to work, and it's odd because if you haven't done a particular discipline for a while, you get a little bit rusty. So I suppose there was an element of that. But the game itself was it certainly lived up to the hype. There were lots of mistakes. It was intense, and I think because of the intensity, there were the mistakes. Because in a South African derby, teams generally go hammer and tongs at each other. They exact a huge physical toll on each other, and with that comes mistakes and errors. And at the start of that game, it looked like there was going to be only one winner, and that is the Stormers, if you take the first quarter of that match. And, of course, then things changed with Sibelo Senatla being sent off. Unfortunate incident. There was no malice involved in it, but going for the high ball, and if you upend the other person, the other player going for the high ball, the sanction is usually going to go heavily against you, and in this case it really cost the Stormers. It meant under the new regulations that he will be red carded, but that he can be replaced after 20 minutes.
That's right.
He can't come back, but a replacement can be sent onto the park. But of course then the double whammy came when Willie Engelbrecht was also sent off for copping 2 yellow cards. So that made it very difficult for the Stormers. So, you know, given all that toil in the first 20 minutes, it was, things unravelled for them afterwards. But, you know, at the same time, I think they played with great courage. They could even have won the game right at the end, but, if the bounce of the ball went a different way.
Liam, I'm hearing that we do have Mr. James Moloi online, so I hope that we can chat to him, of course, about Athletics South Africa. As you are aware, they are going to be having that election next month, and he is also running for president. So, Mr. Moloi, good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. Now, you've been the president of the Central Gauteng Athletics since 2010. Why now the decision to run for president of Athletics South Africa?
Okay, can you repeat your question?
Mr. Moloi, I'm quite interested to know why the decision to run for president for Athletics South Africa.
Okay, I'll answer this. It's a very simple question. I was supposed to be there in 2014. In 2014, my province nominated me to be the president of Athletics South Africa. I refused. I said, I'm not ready. In 2014, if I still remember very well. But they came back to me 2 weeks back and said, Mr. Moloi, we want you to take over that position of Athletics South Africa, because I asked them, why do you want me to be there? And so they said, because we've been running Central Gauteng, which is the biggest province in South Africa, in 100%. So we can see that we can be the right person to lead Athletics South Africa. I said, okay, for that, because you nominated me in the 2014, and this time, I'll never say no. And then other provinces phoned me and said, Mr. Moloi, we want you to lead us. I said, no, it's fine. If you want me to lead you, maybe I'm a good candidate. That's why I've decided to say, yes, I'll lead them.
So, Mr. Moloi, should you be elected, what are some of the changes that you can already see now need to be made, and what can you bring to the table to strengthen Athletics South Africa?
Okay. In the first place, you need sponsorships for the federation, because we don't have enough sponsorship for Athletics South Africa. In olden days, we used to have the sponsorship for cross-country, track and field, and road. Now, what I'm going to bring is that you need sponsorship for those people, for those commissions. You need sponsorship for road. I'll bring sponsorship for road. I'll bring sponsorship for cross-country. I'll bring sponsorship for cross-country. And then the other thing that is so important is that I must go to the provinces, because a lot of provinces, they don't have finance to send their teams to national competitions. Like we were having a championship yesterday for 21 kilometers. 5 of our provinces didn't pitch up because they didn't have money to pay for their athletes to come to the national championships. For that, immediately if I receive money, I'll go out of my way to go and get money for their championships, and then I'll make it a point that I'll go to all provinces. We need to have a manager for development. So you need a person to have development so that that particular person can draft a policy for all provinces and to implement those provinces through there. going to do for all those provinces. So
Mr. Moloi, all the best with the elections. I'm so sorry to interrupt you. We have run out of time. We really wish you all the best with the upcoming Athletics South Africa elections that we're going to call it a night for Sunday Sport. A big thank you to all of our guests this evening. Thank you to you, Liam, for coming in as well. Do stay with us. We do have JJ Tabane, who's coming up with Power to Truth. Stay with us.